with me is going to be an updated everyday fall makeup routine. Plus, I'm going to show you guys my updated eyebrow routine while I talk about a few things that are pertinent to me, open-ended conversations such as planning, organizing your life, and things like that, and building positive habits and routines to keep your life on track and keep everything organized. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned. See you soon. Alright, you guys, so starting with my eyebrows, I'm going to take the Juvia's Place. It is the Eye Sculpt Eye Shade Brow Gel. I'm going to brush my brow hairs up and into place. Alright, now that I have my brow hairs brushed into place, I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their Dip Brow Gel Pomade, and it is in the color dark brown, and I'm just going to use this to just lightly shade my eyebrows, not too much. So now that my eyebrows are all shaded, I'm going to take the e.l.f. It is their brow gel. It's right here. It's their brow lift brow gel, and I'm going to take that on a spoolie, and I'm going to again brush my eyebrow hairs up to kind of give them that laminated look and to keep them in place all day. So I just take a little bit and I'm going to brush that through my entire brow. When I do this, I brush my brow hairs up and to the side like that. And then we're going to clean up the excess with a little bit of concealer. This might be the new key to my eyebrows. I love this brow lift gel. It keeps them in place. It's not greasy or sticky. And again, it gives me that nice laminated look to my eyebrows without the lamination. Perfect. So now they do look a little thick, but we're going to go in with our LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the color medium beige. I'm just going to clean them up and shape them into my preferred shape. There we go. I just put a little on the back of my hands, and I take a little bit from the back of your hands and just define your eyebrows. perfect. So then I'm gonna blend it out with the blender side of this brush. Alright, perfect. And then we're gonna step right into our everyday fall makeup routine. Be right back, you guys. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I already started off. I primed my face with the e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer. I applied it all over my face, especially my nose, because I feel like it really helps keep my makeup stick. It has a sticky like base formula. Then I just applied my Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint with vitamin C. I am in the color 322. And I'm going to use my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush to just buff this into my face and add more as needed while I get into our conversation. One of the main things that has helped me like just stay positive, stay goal oriented, and stay more organized is planning my goals out and executing them accordingly in a journal. Journaling has helped me a lot, just stay focused and keep everything as far as goals, whether that's day to day, week to week, or long-term goals. It's helped me stay very organized and very thorough and thoughtful with the things that I want to do and the things that I need to get done. One of my favorite things to do is right before I go to bed is just sit down, think about the things that I have to do tomorrow first, which is my day-to-day goals. Think about the things that I need to do by the end of the week, weekly goals, and then jot down or just like work on anything I've already written down. Just jot down and work on my long-term goals, how I plan to execute them, how I plan to get to that point where I can say that I'm successful at achieving those goals. And it really has helped me just like, again, become organized and become more like in touch with those goals. How I write down my goals, like I said, I start day to day. Usually my day-to-day goals that I write down have to do with like cleaning, running errands, things that I have to do for myself, things that I have to do for my business and my website, things like that that you can get done in less than 6 hours. Like for example, last night I wrote down everything that I need to do as far as, because again, something that I got into, I've become like kind of a crafty Christine. I print my own labels now, and I've been teaching myself how to like adjust my printer so that everything comes out scaled, even, and it looks professional, neat, and clean. So one of my day-to-day goals was to watch a couple videos on how you use UV sticker paper, UV sealer to make sure that everything looks professional and everything looks nice and like, you know, nice and crisp and clean like a business should be. So next thing I got into after I wrote down the rest of my day-to-day goals, just a few errands, cooking, cleaning, stuff like that, I got into my weekly goals. My weekly goals still had a little bit to do with like cleaning, organizing, and stuff like that, but it also had to do with how do I want to feel by the end of the week? How do I want to say, or how do I feel as if, did I get everything done with that was a day-to-day goal? Did I get everything done that was a weekly goal? Most of my weekly goals have to do with like, again, finishing up the cleaning, making sure that everything with my mom is okay, making sure that everything as far as bills, errands are ran, and also with my business as well. making sure that I keep everything optimized, making sure that everything is running the way it should be, checking my analytics, checking my data for all my platforms, really, for Instagram, Facebook, all my social medias. That's really a week to week goal, because it doesn't really, you don't really get the right numbers if you track them every day. But I'm going in with my Maybelline. This is my Fit Me concealer. This is in the color 20 Sands, and I'm going to just do my usual concealing pattern. Oops, gotcha. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to wet it with like a little water from this spray bottle, just fresh clean water. Just get it nice and moist. I'm gonna blend out my concealer. I don't like for my concealer to dry down too much, unless I'm concealing something like a dark marker, something like that. I don't like for my concealer to dry down. Well, back to what I was talking about. Week to week goals is basically, I would say it's a culmination of all of my day-to-day goals, how well, how effectively I achieve them, and just things that I make sure that I want to get done before the next week, so that I'm not stuck on the same thing for like longer than a week, as far as like, again, like errands, cleaning, things to do regarding my business, things to do regarding like taking care of my mom and stuff like that. I try to give myself a week, and through that week, again, this is like a side note, a side tip, don't rush yourself. I have this tendency when I'm doing stuff, like I like to try and get it done. Honestly, I could say as fast as I can, but what I've realized, just like through growing and things like that, learning about life, it's better. I'm also going to bring this up on my eyelids too, just as like a light primer, but not too much. But one of the things I've just like learned just over time is that give yourself a timeline on when you need to get the things that are important to you done, but don't rush it. Because again, I'm the type of person, and I feel like it's just better to be like this. Quality is better than quantity. Yes, you can get something done fast, but you need to give yourself time to make sure that you did it right. So that's why I always try to say, okay, I have day-to-day goals, but if I don't get something done and I have to like take that last thing that I wrote and put it off until the next day, that's perfect. Like, it's okay, it's all right. But honestly, blend out my forehead, just on a side note. But honestly, just getting things done in a more thorough way, rather than saying, okay, I did this in X amount of time, that's a more healthier outlook. That's a healthier perspective on what your goals are from week to week, no matter if you quantify them as big, small, in between, whatever that is. Just make sure you give yourself time. And like, when you rush yourself, you're more susceptible to like burnout, just like forcing yourself to like do everything at once because you feel as if you need to do everything at once. That's just not really healthy. But I'm gonna leave my nose contour, because again, I like to let it kind of set so that I have a nice crispy nose contour. I'm gonna take my powder. I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me powder in light medium. I'm just gonna set my under eyes first, because I don't want them to crease. set my chin and set my forehead to just make sure everything is nice and set. And then I'm going to take whatever is left on the brush, and I'm going to use this to just set my eyelids. Again, everyday makeup look. I don't really like to prime my eyelids. I just like to use whatever concealer is left over on the sponge, and then I set my eyelids with a little bit of powder. And then while the rest of my face is like baking, we're gonna move into my eyeshadow. Alright, you guys, we're back. So my new everyday eyeshadow is just bronzer and highlighter, literally. So I'm gonna take a fluffy blending brush. This is the Morphe R37, and I'm gonna take my Juvia's Place bronze beauty palette. I believe this is a contour palette. It's a bronzer palette in the color tan, and I'm gonna take the darker color, and I'm just gonna blend this all across my eyelids. And just off on a side note, I actually used to do this in high school a lot. Just use bronzer to add a little bit of depth to my eyelids when I don't feel like putting on a whole bunch of eyeshadow. And make sure you blend it out really well. Make sure that there is no unblended lines. And I just like to bring it out my brow bone. And I'm just blending this all across my eyelid, and then I like to blend it out, bring it out to the corner of my brow bone, and just make sure the color is nice and even all across. And we're almost done, you guys. But getting into my goals again before we add our sparkly, because we love sparkly to our eyeshadow. I'm gonna take a flat blending brush, and I'm gonna take the highlighter color of my pure like 4-in-1 perfecting powders, and I'm just gonna concentrate this on the center of my lids, but kind of blend it up through the eyeshadow. And this is such a pretty color. Like, can you guys see that? Such a pretty color. But my weekly goals then fall into my long-term goals, in the sense that after I've planned out all these things, I've written them down. The way I write them down, again, I split my journal page into 4 sections. I do day-to-day, weekly, and then my long-term goals, and then I have positive affirmations in the last corner. So when I get to my long-term goal section, it's basically how well did I do my day-to-day and oh, excuse me, sorry, bless me, but how well did I achieve my day-to-day and my weekly goals, and what do I have to do to get into and achieve my long-term goals. Usually it's like what I observe about myself, what I did that was good, that worked, what I can do that's better along with those goals. Long-term goals such as like additions that I want to like make as far as businesses, like my business, in the sense that like what new products I can add, like what's my like 5-year 10-year vision for my brands, like where I want to be in life personally. I don't want to necessarily share with the world, but where I want to be in the next 5 or 10 years, like things that are pertinent to me that I want to achieve in this lifetime that are important. So just to get back to the eyeshadow again, I'm just taking this nice color like this, and I'm just blending it across, and then I'm gonna go back with that brush one more time, and I'm just gonna blend the edges just to make sure everything is nice and soft, and it's not too like, it's not too, you know. Okay, I like this. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my powder brush and I'm gonna blend this all out. But again, just overall following like that 4-quadrant. Oh, let me talk about my positive affirmations too. Positive affirmations is literally me just giving myself that pat on the back, like what I did again, what I did well, like things that you need to tell yourself to just keep yourself positive, keep yourself motivated, keep yourself like happy, healthy, good things about yourself that you need to tell yourself. Because again, I don't think it's bad to like use positive affirmations, talk to yourself, like literally go in the mirror and be like, you did good today, pat on the back. That's good, because even if the world's not telling you that you're doing that, you need to tell yourself that you're doing that. So I'm gonna go back in. Now that my concealer on my nose is thoroughly dried down, I'm gonna blend it out. I like to blend straight up and down and then go down the sides and do some little stuff from side to side. We'll do some little stuff. I like to blend out, do a little 1-2 step on the side of like my nose just to blend it out. And then I'm gonna go back in with my little powder brush and I'm gonna set it with a little bit of powder so that again it stays in place, and this helps. I need to grab a little bit more powder. And just go up the bridge of my nose. Perfect. And then just the contour, I'm gonna take like this little fluffy kind of, it's like kind of a fluffy fan brush, but it's an eyeshadow brush, but I use it for nose contour. I'm gonna take the contour color right here. I'm just gonna contour my nose and make sure that you bring it all the way up to your inner brow bone just to blend it out, make it look more natural. Blend back and forth. Make sure everything is nice and blended. Go on the bottom side of your nose. Blend over the edge part of the concealer that you blended out just to make sure that there is no harsh line. And there. So now that everything is nice and contoured out, everything is nice and blended, I'm going to actually move into my face contour. Get back to those positive affirmations. I'm going to take that same contour, do our usual contour. But my positive affirmations consist of, again, patting myself on the back, making sure that any outside negative influence that has the potential to like sway me into thinking negatively about myself, I literally write the opposite. Like I literally think of the opposite, like the positive of the negative that might be projected or thrown at me. I like to just like compliment myself on the things that I did good, compliment myself on how like I'm doing, how far I've gotten, how much I've changed for the better, things like that. I honestly can say, aside from just planning out your goals day to day, week to week, long term, positive affirmations are just so important. Like keeping yourself nice and like just happy with yourself, happy with the world at large, happy with how you're doing. It's good. It's good for you. So I'm just gonna keep blending this out. I like to just kind of pat and buff this into my face. And then I'm gonna go along my chin. I just kind of like define the apple of my chin. a little bit under my chin, not too much, but then I'm going to go in and I'm going to bronze my face. I like to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit and I take the color bronze, and on that same brush I'm just gonna go in and just lightly go over and bronze my face. And this just adds the perfect amount of like subtle warmth to my face, and I just love it. This is like my new favorite bronzer. You see that? The nice glow. It's not too much of a glow, but it's a nice warming effect to my face. Alright, and I'll just take the excess off of my chin. Then I'm going to go in with the powder brush and a little bit more of my powder and just cut my contour so that it's nice and defined and sharp, just like that. And then I let it bake for a little bit. And then I'm gonna wipe it off later. Give it a little minute to get nice and settled. So now that our face is basically done, our eyeshadow is basically done, I like to go in with a little bit of blush. I'm taking my Wet n Wild. This is like an angled contour brush. That's a tongue twister. And again, I'm gonna go into my Pure Cosmetics palette and I'm gonna use the orangey blush shade, dab a little bit, tap off the excess, and just focus this on the high points and a little bit on the apples of my cheeks, just to give me a nice bit of color. I tend to be a little bit heavy-handed with blush because I just like to add a little bit of color to my face. But this is like a nice, like warm, peachy, nice, natural color. And then I like, after that, I'm just gonna blend out my contour. Just alternate between the buffing and the blending of my contour so that everything is nice and even. Alright, then what I'm gonna do, because I do not like to get my edges or anything wet because I feel like they're gonna revert. I don't have my bonnet in here, but I'm going to find something, anything, to put over my head so that like my setting spray does not mess up my hair, because sometimes it could turn my edges a little bit curly. So I'll be right back, you guys. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I'm just gonna put this, like, literally my hair scarf right over my hair, my edges. I'm gonna thoroughly just get everything with a little bit of setting spray. That's the Mario Badescu Orange Blossom Aloe and Sage. And then I'm just gonna dry everything with the container of my eyelashes. But the next thing I want to talk about before we end up this makeup look, because again, this is my everyday makeup look and I don't like to do too much, but I do like to do things that just accentuate my face naturally. Okay, we're pretty much sure. And I don't want to like do anything else with my makeup until I know this is dry and I can feel on my face that it's dry, because if you do, you might smudge all your good hard work. So the next thing that I'm going to get into, I'm going to get my palette back, my little mirror, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara. All right, my mascara fell under my table, but I'm back with my Maybelline Snapscara in waterproof black. I'm just gonna apply a light coat before my lashes, But the second thing that I wanted to get into before we finish up this video is like, how do you use that same journaling technique and stuff like that, and anything else that I might talk about a little bit later? How do you use these things that I'm talking about to develop positive habits and work ethic? Basically, keeping yourself aligned to your goals, keeping yourself organized. That's automatically gonna give you a boost to your work ethic, because you're gonna be more thorough and thoughtful with the things that you're doing. It's not just like a spur of the moment thing. You actually thoroughly took the time to plan these things out, so that's a good thing. It's always about quality over quantity. Again, I have the tendency to try to like rush myself through things just to say that I got it done. Okay, what's the next thing? Got that done. What's the next thing? Got that done. Then I look back on stuff and the stuff that I did, and it's not how I planned out for it to go, because I just rushed through it. I didn't take the time to thoroughly comprehend or just like be knowledgeable about the things that I'm doing. So again, it's quality over quantity. Even though I said I write down day-to-day goals, if I need to take the time to learn more about what I'm doing, or just like take the time to make sure that it's done the right way and it goes on into the next day, is that a bad thing? No, that means that I actually took the time to get it done in a more fruitful way, a way that's better. That's all I can say, that's better. But the next thing that I'm gonna do after I put on a little bit of mascara is I'm going to get what is it? I'm gonna get this black eyeliner. It's actually the Rimmel, no, it's the Ruby Kisses 24-hour eyeliner in waterproof black, and I'm just gonna like tight line my lashes on the top. So just push it into the waterline on the top of my lashes. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my favorite lashes. I'm gonna use a new pair. One of my favorite pairs of lashes as of recently, I actually got them from TJ Maxx, I believe, is the Allure London. They're the volume lashes in light 84. So I'm gonna put a pair of these on here. Don't want to break a nail, so I'm gonna use my eyebrow razor to just cut. And I just want to show you guys, they're just nice and light, and they just add like a natural volume look to your natural eyelashes. And what I noticed about these, I don't have to cut them down at all. They're like the perfect size for my eyelashes and my eyelids, and they come with a little bottle of glue, and I like to use the eye glue or glue, or just use a little bottle of glue. So I'm going to apply these. Take the little bottle of glue. I'm going to apply it to the bands. I like to do 2 coats of this glue. So I go down the bands once, and then down the band twice, and then there's a little bit of excess on the edges, just to make sure that the corners of my eyelashes don't lift up. So again, just like to keep everything back organized while my eyelash glue dries. Don't mind me, guys. But make sure that you pace yourself. Give yourself time. Like, for example, yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I'm not sure. But when I launched my Happy Fall Y'all sale, I gave myself until 12, like in the afternoon, to basically put everything on the background end of the site, make sure that the shipping and the discount works properly, and like edit and make sure that all the products are done according to my liking. I gave myself until 12 to do that. I started doing it, and I knew there was no way I was going to get done by 12. So then I was like, okay, I don't want to rush this and have my sale, any customers have any potential issues with making their order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a little bit of time. I give myself till 5 p.m. Pace myself. I was able to get it done earlier than 5 p.m. I got it done about 3:30. So it still got done, and it got done in a thorough and thoughtful way so that it's user friendly for everybody visiting my site. So that's what I mean by like pacing yourself and making sure you give yourself ample time to get done the things that you need to get done. Apply this eyelash. Ooh. And because they already come naturally curved, I can just literally lay these on my eyes, no tweezers involved, and they're already there. They're perfectly aligned and they're nice and flat on my lash line. I love Allure lashes. Again, another product I've been like wearing since high school. I love Allure lashes. So I'm just gonna take the other one. Again, 2 coats of glue. Make sure that you add a little extra to the outer and inner corners because those are the first parts of your eyelash to lift up. So I just do 1. 2. Then a little extra dot on this corner, a little extra dot on this corner. Perfect. And because we're getting to the end of the because we're getting to the ends of the makeup look, the last thing that I basically want to talk about, building positive habits, work ethic. Don't let hustle culture consume you, but still hustle hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I began to realize that like I love what I do. I love building my brand. I love building my business, my website, my social media platforms. But it is perfectly okay to take a break sometimes. Don't let that break be too long because you don't want to like lose anything, any potential customers or anything. But it is perfectly fine to take a break. Like yesterday, I baked a pie. I gotta edit the video for it. Snapshot stacks, the pie I was talking about. But I just took the time, do something for myself. I baked a pie. It was pretty cool. It was fun to do. It was a learning curve. Like, I think pie is like boss level baking expertise, as yesterday showed me. So again, just don't let hustle culture, survival of the fittest type thing, don't let that consume you. All right. Again, I love Allure lashes because you can just put them on. They already fit the natural curvature of your eyelash. And they just glide on just like effortlessly. And they are already like perfect to the size of my eyes. So, as you guys can see, no gaps, no nothing. Just pop them right on. So, again, I'm going to go back in with the Ruby Kisses, the 24-hour liner. And I'm going to tightline just lightly. I don't like to apply too much black eyeliner because I feel like it kind of like can close the eye a little bit. A little bit of that eyeliner. Okay, that's perfect. Just a little bit, just to add some color. And then I'm going to take a small like blending brush, flat blending brush. This is the Anastasia little 2-sided blending brush that they give you with like most of their palettes. I'm gonna go back with this bronzer color right here. I'm just gonna blend this on the bottom half of my eyelids. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Perfect. And then I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more of my mascara and add a little bit of mascara. Just a little bit, just to, you know, make those bottom eyelashes appear as if they're there. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. So we're gonna get into my favorite lip combo at the moment. This is a Dollar Tree lipstick. It is, I think the brand is called Flower, and this is in the color Chestnut Kiss. And I'm going to get my eyeliner. I mean, not my eyeliner, but my lip liner on my purse. Hold on. I got my LA Colors eyeliner, lip liner, and it's the color C68901, and I'm going to go in and line my lips. Okay, perfect. So then I like to apply again the Flower lipstick in Chestnut Kiss. Blend it. And then I apply the NYX Butter Gloss, and this is in the color Madeline. I just apply this right on top. I try to focus it a little bit in the middle, but all over. And go back in, make sure, okay, my inner corner eyelashes are doing what they're supposed to do. I do want to go back in. This is just me going over finishing touches, making sure everything's perfect. Just blend a little bit that shadow. And again, we're all finished. This is my official updated eyebrow routine, and this is like my everyday look that I like to just throw on, just to put a little razzle dazzle on it for the fall time. Again, just to wrap up all the things that I talked about in this video, it's good to plan out your goals and your manifestations day to day, week to week, long-term goals, and then keep your positive affirmations. Keep that in that 4th box. Practice the 4-box method. Another thing is just quality over quantity. Make sure if that day-to-day goal or that weekly goal spills over into the next week, be kind to yourself, be gracious with yourself, give yourself time to get it done, and make sure that you do it for the quality of the task, the thing that you have to do. You're not just doing it, rushing through it to get it done. Make sure that you pace yourself. Don't rush yourself. I have the tendency to rush myself through things, and going back into quality over quantity. It's not good to pace. It's not good to rush yourself. It's better to pace yourself, because you'll be more happier overall with the final outcome, the final aspects of whatever that you're doing, whether it's big or small. And lastly, do not let hustle culture consume you. Don't let yourself fall into scarcity mindset where you feel as if there's only a certain limited amount of spots. There is space for everyone to grow and to glow and to make what they are building into something that is positive, fruitful, and successful. Hustle, but don't let hustle culture hustle you out of your happiness. Don't let it bog you down. Don't let it drain you. Make sure you have fun, and that you're having like peace, happiness, and success with whatever goal that you're working towards. So again, if you like videos like these, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for that apple pie snapshot. Just to give you guys, just go off on a little tangent. I call the apple pie rustic. Is it an apple pie that would go on the cover of Better Homes and Gardens? Maybe not, but it tastes amazing. Like, I had like 2 slices yesterday, and I had to tell myself stop, because it's like, okay, we gotta save pie for everybody else in the house. The pie is good. Is it the cutest pie in the world? I give it like a 8, and that's being generous, because again, I loved making the pie even though it was kind of hard. My pie video, my snapshot meal, is coming up soon, you guys. Get ready for it. Have the recipe and everything. Make adjustments. All of my recipes If you want to make adjustments to them to your liking, to your taste buds, that's fine too. Just go off on a little tangent. But again, if you like videos like these, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is my fall updated like everyday glam press. I taught you guys how I do like my new like laminated style eyebrow look. I feel like this complements my face no matter what what eyeshadow look, what type of makeup I'm doing. I'm probably always gonna use this method for my eyebrows till the end of time, eternity. But again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Do 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 do.